So, hell has frozen over. Dr. Heavenly apologizes. Say what now? Toya pretty much says that Eugene has a little peen. At least that's what I got out of it. And again, I ask you, why is Carrie even there? I don't understand her usefulness. But let's talk about it. Hello, everyone. My name is Cynthia, aka C-Flow, and welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to discuss Married to Medicine, Season 9, Episode 7, Secrets and Sinners. So, after the zip lining that looked like a whole bunch of fun they did earlier that day, they get ready, they leave in a stretch limo to dinner. And during dinner, which is a very expensive dinner, child, when the guy was talking about the black truffles were $800 a pound or $600 a pound or something crazy. But if you got that money, I personally wouldn't be spending that much money on something that I'm just going to poop out later. But hey, that's just me. Um, at dinner, Contessa apologizes for her temper and for the arguments. And of course, you hear crickets because Dr. Heavenly ain't going to apologize. And Toya says that, that don't expect for Heavenly to apologize. But she does, as we will discuss later. Simone says at the dinner that during dinner, she's going to be asking some messy questions. And pretty much it's a way to gather some material for the book that she and Cecil will be writing. Contessa is enjoying the hell out of this expensive meal and was like, look, she in Vegas. She way off her plan. She's like, I'm in Vegas. I'm going to have some fun. So Simone brings out a little teapot. I don't even know where she got that from. But anywho, she says the name of the game is Spill the Tea. She's okay, never mind. First question is quickie or marathon? Quad says both with a little bit of choking. Quad letting us know she good with the chokey choke, okay? I ain't mad at you, girl. I'm not saying that I am, or I'm not denying it or saying or admitting it, but I understand. So she like quickies, marathons. As long as you choking her, she all right. And then someone asked another question: are there problems if a woman makes more than a man? Heavenly says the man needs to be the breadwinner. She says it's in the Bible. I don't recall that being in the Bible. Toya doesn't either. She told, then she calls out Toya and says, you would not be married to somebody that ain't got no money because Toya says she would. Come on now. Another question was, can your husband have female friends? Most of the women said no. Simone says that there needs to be boundaries. So if you recall, maybe a couple of seasons ago, Cecil had this best friend who was a golfing friend, and it caused some contention in their relationships, almost to the point where they were going to get a divorce. I'm sure there were some other issues around them thinking about divorce, but that was in a couple of seasons ago, if you didn't know. Someone asked the question, what are symptoms of a dysfunctional marriage? Contessa says it's not the same for everyone, which is true. The couples talk about what they didn't know about their husbands before they got married, which was some interesting talk. Toya says, wait a minute. They also talk about what surprised you the most after you got married, okay? And Toya says that their penises won't get bigger. Where do you even think that would happen? So to me, that's like low-key shade saying that her husband's penis ain't big enough for her. I'm just saying that was Gene. I wonder how he feels about seeing that. And then someone asked a question, as a married woman, how do you feel about masturbation? Toya says as long as your husband are not around. And then she talks about the damn shower head. She's in love with the shower head, y'all, because she keeps talking about the shower head yet again. Anila says after he leaves because instead of getting the real D, she masturbates because he wakes up at 4 or something a.m. in the morning. And I guess she ain't trying to have no sex at that time. Simone says if you masturbate too much, now this is where the doctors come in, you are leaving room Oh, she said if you masturbate too much, you are not leaving room for your spouse to grow. To which Toya says it makes him work harder. Again, Eugene, clear you ain't doing your job, but she relying on shower heads, and she was hoping that your penis would grow. That's my opinion because of what she said. I'm not saying that's the truth. Allegedly, she assumed that penises grow. I don't know, after you get married. I don't know. That's just some funny ass shit right there. Quad says she masturbates a whole lot. She describes her favorite toy, all that stuff. It's like, okay, Quad, you sharing a little bit too much. They are done with the questions, and the chef comes out with stacks of ones for the strip club. Toya calls Eugene while they were on the bus to the strip club and says, and asked him if he cared if she was going to the strip club, which of course he didn't. While that's happening, Quad jokes about Eugene having a little peen. That's what I'm saying. I'm not the only one that felt like she was insinuating that her husband had a little peen. Sorry, to be that funny. Oh my God. So I think it's Contessa who asked if we did a husband swap, who would you swap with? Excuse me. Now, personally, I wouldn't be participating in that. Cause you say something, you be like Jennifer's husband, then Jennifer might be looking at you like, huh, why you been looking at my husband like that? There's no way in hell I would play a game like that. You let me know in the comments if you would do that. But Toya, she ready to answer. She says Kieran, who's Anila's husband, because he looks like he is long. But then Anila describes it, says long. I think she said wide, or just she was just describing it as opposed to giving Toya the side eye. And then she says, "Oh my God, I think I just peed." So she peed on herself, basically. Which that happens as you get older. You laugh, you sneeze. I guess after you have kids too. I don't have any children. Got a fur baby. But yeah, so that happens. Just gotta do them Kegels. I'm just saying. They arrive to the club, and Jackie is the stuffy woman that we all know and love. She's cold. She wraps a scarf around her. Even the host of the strip review said there's always one person in the group that's a Debbie Downer or kills the fun. And of course, he sees Jackie all wrapped up, which was very appropriate. They start enjoying the strippers, they're tipping, Jackie's still being stuffy. One stripper comes out and they are amazed at his size of his peen. I think his name was King. And it looked like his package was huge, but you know, they be stuffing those little socks and stuff with stuff. So I don't know if that was his real peen. But everyone was gasping and watching, looking at him and saying so much that Jackie had to put her glasses on so she could see, honey. Jackie says, as again, her stuffy self goes into doctor mode and says that a large penis can be harmful, tears and whatnot, blah, 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 yada, 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 whatever. Some people like big peens. The host brings Heavenly to the stage, and all the strippers are around her. She says that's not an appropriate place for her to be, but yet you see her whipping, got a little whipping the strippers. They pouncing on her. You know how them strippers do. They be grabbing on you and simulating the sex. But what's funny is Simone videotapes it, which I think is genius. Let's see. So they had fun after that. Anila's like, all the tension is gone because we were in the sea of the D. I hear you, Anila. So they look like they had a good time. I just think it's funny that Simone videotaped that. And then we go to Atlanta, and the guys show up at a boxing gym. Eugene said that he and Toya was taking Muay Thai together, and she bit him. Probably because you got a small pee. Allegedly, based on what she said. I'm not saying it's true. It's just my opinion or my interpretation of what your wife said. Okay, don't be trying to sue me. The workout is kicking their butt. Like, they're punching, they got to do push ups, they're punching, they got to do squats. It's a whole bunch. They move to the ring, and for some reason, Eugene and Kieran are paired up. Eugene got a few jabs in there, I guess because he was still just a smidgen still salty about the movers costume. They talk about how it's been peace and quiet around the house with their wives gone. They observe how Eugene and Kieran seem to be good now. And that was pretty much it. We go back the day after in Vegas in Jackie's suite. She provides lunch, and Dr. Heavenly brings in some people with IVs, some doctors to, not doctors, but you know what I'm saying. Oh, I don't know. IV crew is what I'm going to call it. Some people to give IVs for people who need to be replenished from the night before with hangovers and stuff like that. They made sure, honey, that Toya had her bacon. They was looking for that bacon high and low, and they made sure she had the bacon. As soon as Toya shows up, she asking where the bacon is, child. Contessa jokes and says Jackie and Toya had sex last night, and then they show footage of Toya pretty much dry humping Dr. Jackie, child, and Dr. Jackie looked like she was mortified. They eat breakfast, and Quad was commenting on how last night was popping, like they had a good time. Heavenly tells Simone she wants the video footage of her and the strippers so she can edit it. Simone says she will put their video on their theater screen and talk about what a video should look like with our friends. I was a little confused about what she was trying to say. I don't think she articulated what she really wanted to say that well, unless I missed it. Maybe I was sleepy. I don't know. You let me know in the comments if you understood what she was trying to say. Simone says that the last intervention they messed up and they own that. Heavenly tells Contessa that you know my heart and you know that was not my intention to hurt you. Heavenly starts crying, says she is truly sorry. They hug and make up finally. Contessa apologizes too and says she's ready to move forward. Heavenly says she doesn't like to cry, and Quad says you have to think about what you say about other people affects them. Heavenly talks about her childhood a little bit. And I think she was trying to say that she used laughter as a coping mechanism with how she grew up and that she is still a work in progress, as is everyone in life. Toya says, how do I trust Heavenly? And Heavenly says, my actions will show it. So I felt like she was sincere. But next week she'll probably start talking some mess on YouTube again about her friends. Heavenly jokes and says she enjoyed talking about them on YouTube, child. And my question again is, why is Carrie there? Like, why is she even on the show? I'm not understanding. I don't. And then the ladies leave to return to Atlanta. That's pretty much it. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on this episode. Can you explain to me why Carrie is on the show? Her usefulness? I don't know if you can. In addition, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel. And until next time, peace.